Thank you so much for tuning in today. We aren't going to take up a ton of your time. I know you've been invited here by someone that cares enough about you to get uncomfortable to invite you to hear some information that did nothing short but radically change my life years ago. It's been 9 years now that I've been on these products, noticed a huge difference in my health. Also, major life changer. So I'm going to get into this. I'm going to show some slides. I'm also going to touch on the business because the business has been equally as amazing as these products, but a little bit about myself. Daize Shayne Goodwin, tuning in from the North Shore of Kauai. I am known in a few circles as a present mother. That's my most favorite job. I'm known in other circles as a pro athlete, was able to win a couple world titles and do really well with that. And I'm known in a very small group of people, you now are in it, as someone that has survived the depths of depression, that has gotten out of mental health issues that were crippling me years ago. And I am very happy to say that I have been feeling good for years and years and years and years and years now. What else could I tell you about myself? We had a great run with being pro athletes and started a small business that we had to close the doors because we didn't want to file for bankruptcy when the economy was crashing. And we found ourselves in survival mode, on that hamster wheel, working really hard, not present with my kids at that moment, suffering daily because the mountain of debt exceeded what I thought that I could handle. And that's kind of when I started dealing with a lot of things, anxiety attacks, insomnia, and this darkness called depression that some of us deal with. So I'm here to tell you a natural approach that is helping hundreds of people. It's insane. Actually, thousands. What am I talking about? It is the most amazing way that I've found to combat something called oxidative stress. Now, if you've never heard this information, it's probably going to sound too good to be true. I definitely felt that way years ago. I thought, why doesn't everybody know about this? And why have not I heard about this? So I'm going to get started with this slideshow. It's not going to take a ton of time, but it's definitely going to open your eyes. Please be open. That's all I ask. It may or may not be for you. We're not here to force you into buying anything. We're not here to, convince you to join our team. We are here to show you what we have found. So I am going to share my screen. I want to make sure. Oh, Debbie, can you help me share my screen? Oh, she might have walked away. This has happened before. Debbie, are you there? Okay. I think Sarah's here. Sarah, can you text Debbie really quick and see if you have that? It's way better if I have it's way better if I have a slideshow, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to. So I might just have to get into a grassroots presentation, which I love to. I've been doing this a while, so I don't mind doing that. But, I'm going to basically show you what I have learned. And that is that we can go to the core of oxidative stress, which is basically the resting of our engine. Right at about the age of 20, our body can't fight and keep up with the assault that we're getting with free radical damage. Now that is caused with everything. So I don't know if you feel, I know for me, I was starting to feel like I had low energy. I was starting to feel like I couldn't, keep up. I couldn't think clearly about things. And so we are being hijacked, whether it's the air we're breathing, carbon dioxide in the air, the food we're eating with GMOs and allergens, the chlorine and the fluoride in the water, the electromagnetic radiation that we're getting with our phones. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And, basically what happened was someone found a way naturally to fight this and really to get to the bottom of this thing called oxidative stress. If our cells are healthy, then we can be healthy as well. And we feel better, we look better, we perform better, especially if you like to work out. All that goes right back to how our cells are feeling. And so what happened, let me give you a little background of this story. In 2005, a world-renowned scientist came out with a human study that he found a natural way using 5 herbs after he whittled them down from 50, that he found a way to target this thing called oxidative stress, which is at the center of pretty much every single disease. So my story is different from, say, Sarah's story that's on here, or, Alice is also on here. She's a equestrian vet. She's got incredible testimonials on her patients, right? The horses, but we all have that cripples us. And as we age, it either starts with small things, like I said, low energy or brain fog or aches and pains. It could be, why we can't sleep as good as we want to, why we feel lethargic, we can't keep up. But what happened was they found a way to switch that and to get to the root and fix it by almost half in a month. Okay, so stay with me because I'm trying to break this incredible amount of science down to a simple way for you to understand. Now, the best way that I could share is that you have an apple, you cut it in half and you put it on the counter. It turns brown over time. That's what's happening with our cells as we age. It's like we have a forest fire, a house fire in every single room of our house, our body. And what we do with antioxidants and supplementation is it's like throwing a Dixie cup of water on this fire. Obviously great for you, and still, eat those blueberries and, take your vitamin C. But what scientists found was that it wasn't enough. And that's why someone like me, who is incredibly healthy, I check the ingredients on my box. I drink the purified water. I still was dealing with these health issues. So what happened was they found that if you put these 5 herbs, ashwagandha, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea, and turmeric, all of these I had on my counter. But if you put them together at this certain proportion, they become 1,800 times more effective. All of a sudden, it was like a giant ripple happened in the medical world because big companies, pharma companies, have been trying to combat and target and help this thing called oxidative stress, for decades. And when this, world-renowned scientists found this, you can imagine, what happened. It really shook everything up. Shook everything up so much that ABC Primetime went in to debunk and expose this scientist for making these claims that had never been possible. That this natural product, a nutraceutical, it's in its own category, was reducing oxidation by an average of 40% in 30 days. And that's why when I finally felt like I could get past my skepticism and try this product and these products, that's why I started to feel good pretty quickly. Within days, I noticed my mood lift. Within a week, I remember I was sleeping through the night. I wasn't getting those anxious feelings again that I couldn't control. So I passed them out to my, my immediate circle, and they all, dealing with different ailments, felt something miraculous. And all of a sudden I realized that I better know what I'm saying no to, because I was on the hamster wheel. I was working really hard, not present with my kids, and, struggling. 5 jobs you have to have here in Hawaii, and they still don't pay the bills a lot of times. So I found myself talking about how good I felt. And people would say, well, what do you mean? Let me know about it. And I started to look at the business aspect of this. And I started to realize that this business model that I'd been so skeptical on for so long was actually, and could actually be, an incredible way to have a side business, to have a side hustle. And so that's how I started 9 years ago. Everyone that I told about these products, I'd get 40% back in my pocket. Not huge, but $100 to $500 extra a month changes people's lives. And that's where I found myself. I started making money, little bits, gas in the car. I remember I got to go and buy my daughter some new shoes, which felt so good. Small things that were huge stepping stones in my journey. And so, one thing after another, I started talking about, I started learning this industry. I started realizing that what this company has is like none other. They have products that have no competition. They have products that you don't need to sell. Even though today I sound like a salesperson, there is so much science, actually 30 peer-reviewed research studies from Harvard, American Heart Association, Texas Tech, the NIH, saying it's the only supplement to expand life. I can put my people in front of the science. I can just say, let me see what you think. And because most people want to feel better, they end up getting on the product once they get over the hump, like I did. And I watched an ABC primetime video, and this was the sealer for me, where John Quinones, a multi-Emmy Award winner, goes in to expose this company for making medical claims that had never been possible. And he goes in there, he gets his blood drawn after 12 days, and his oxidative stress goes down 45%. So if you are curious, because that's what I was curious but skeptical, go and do the research. Go to pubmed.gov. I don't know if someone can type that in for, Sarah, thank you. PubMed.gov is the National Institute of Health's website. It's where you can go and get it all downloaded. You can type in oxidative stress and anything you can think of. Because we can't say that we're going to cure, mitigate a disease with it being natural medicine, you can go and connect the dots. I also highly recommend that you watch the ABC primetime. I was going to show a piece of it today, where they show a graph where after 2 weeks, they cannot distinguish an 80-year-old's blood from a 20-year-old's blood. And if you can try to get people to do a cleanse, drink more water. I mean, I've tried it all, it's impossible. People don't stick to their workouts that they promise themselves. But if you can show people a way for a quick fix to take a pill and feel better, it is amazing to see the testimonials that have come in. And for me, the business was a big deal because people get to the bottom and they want more. So I'm getting paid on my work that I do one time, over and over and over and over again. And not just me, but thousands of people on my team are getting a check every single week that is changing their life. So basically what we're doing here is we're optimizing our gene expression to be the best version of itself. Meaning we're going in with a fire hose in every room of that house that I told you with the house fire. And we are putting this fire out by at least 40% in 30 days. Sometimes it's quadrupled that over time. So there's going to be questions. I had 1,000. Don't feel like that's out of sorts. Get with the person that invited you. Ask them how we can resolve your concerns. But if you are feeling like not your best, if you're dealing with something, or people that are dealing with something where they want to feel better, this is a natural approach that works in a pulsatile manner, meaning when you need it, it upregulates, and when you don't, it downgrades. This is, to me, the most important part of the puzzle, is that your body is the miracle, but we're just flipping the switch to do what it's supposed to do. And, as we were kids, what it did as we were kids. And if you are interested in the business, definitely get with us, ask questions. It's a publicly traded company with an obscene amount of potential. We are only in a few countries, I think a couple dozen. And when you look at network marketing, when you look at how can you make money in this, if you can find a company that is early with products that don't have competition, pretty much unheard of. With a compensation plan, ours wins one of the most generous in the industry, and a company and a team of people that are for your best interest, that want the best, that have world-class training, that have a ton of support. It's a gigantic opportunity. And who knows, you could just build this on the side and make $500 extra a month, or you could go all the way to the top where the average check for the rank that I'm at is $50K a month. I'm telling you this because I went from, it's a rags to riches story. It did not happen overnight, but it happened slow enough where I got to live my life and get my health back and get my life back. I was able to now be present with my kids. They run my calendar. I get to do what I want, when I want, with who I want. It takes time, but it is absolutely worth it. So I just was told that I can share my screen now. So I'm just going to show you a snippet of this ABC primetime. This is really, really, really powerful. And just watch. This is back in 2005 when they were on the shelves, and they got taken off once they took it to network marketing because they saw how much more they grew when there was a story to be told. So watch this.
And so ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease.
Yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression, but we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
So that's just a snippet because of time's sake, but I highly recommend you watch the whole thing. It really breaks down kind of what I just said in a nutshell. It kind of opens it up. But this is category creating. Washington State University says this is one of the most powerful breakthroughs in the history of medicine. This is big, big, big stuff. So get with the person that invited you, and you can get me on the phone too. I've been doing this a while, so I got lots of info and expertise in this. So much love, everyone. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.